has been visiting me for the last week, and by me I mean my son, because my son's here, my sister hasn't met him, and you've now met him. So I wanted to ask you, a week into being a fly on the wall of motherhood, what has been your biggest takeaways or surprises?
Lesson number 1. I think I'm going to enjoy motherhood more than I initially anticipated. I'm understanding the realness of it, but I'm also seeing so much more of the beauty of it, because it's so wonderful and it's so special and magical. It's more magical than I thought it was going to be.
It's really beautiful, creating a life with someone that you love, and your love creating it's amazing.
It's amazing. My second lesson is that I'm going to have a lot of help. I'm going to have much more help than I had anticipated. Mom especially has been so helpful in terms of taking time out of her life to come here and support you and cook for you and take care of the baby. And I think as well, I've learned to be much more comfortable with baby holding. I feel like already I'm very confident. Today I was squatting with him.
Every time I hand him to anyone, I'm like, oh my god, watch his neck. One thing that you've said to me a few times is that you didn't realize how hard it was.
I think it's just you always know it's going to be a non-stop commitment, but to see it, it's the other day, I spent 45 minutes doing my hair, and as I was doing my hair, I was thinking to myself, this would be such a waste of time if I was in your shoes, because time is just no longer something that you have a massive abundance of, and that is something, to be fair, I've been mentally preparing myself for a long time. I've really been enjoying my alone time. I've really been enjoying just me and Nick. What do they call it? Dinks?
Yeah.
What does it sound for again?
Double income, no kids.
I've been enjoying my dink life. And this has kind of put it into perspective of girl, soak it up.
I actually find people say sleep when the baby's sleeping, whereas I have found that for me, it's do whatever you need to get done when the baby's sleeping. It's almost like when you finish feeding and your baby takes a nap, a timer starts and you have no idea how long that timer is going to last. But you know that the most time you're ever going to have is the moment that they fall asleep. So you have to get done whatever you have to get done. The other thing that I think that I have found funny at your surprise has been the breastfeeding thing. Seeing you go through the realization of not just knowing in principle that it's hard, but seeing in practice why breastfeeding is so hard.
Well, because you're a walking feeding machine.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part.
Yeah.
It's you are up in the middle of the night feeding, and it's just it's a job.
Yeah.
You're spending 5 hours a day feeding a growing thing.
I breastfeed 5 to 6 hours a day.
It's wild. Yeah. And your hands are full, so it's not like you could be being productive in any other way.
Anything else that has surprised you about motherhood?
I think I always knew that the wife does the most. I think sometimes you think, oh, well, the breastfeeding is nil, it doesn't count. But it counts, because you have to be up in the middle of the night. And even if you're just sitting there chilling, breastfeeding, you're still doing something, you know?
Yeah.
So seeing Andres, I feel like he's done a really good job of changing the diapers and bath time. And I feel like at any opportunity that he can help.
Yeah.
It's been really nice to witness that.
Yeah.
And so I think I haven't learned anything new about that, but I think it's reiterated to me what I already knew, which is that, your husband really needs to help and be a partner. Me and Nick, we have an agreement, we really want to try and do it as much of a team as possible. Yeah. I don't want to be going through this alone. I'm not in this to just be the
cow. Yesterday morning I came out and I was like, the cow has arisen, and my husband was like, please don't call yourself that. That's very true, and I think I would be infinitely more exhausted and grumpy if my husband wasn't picking up a lot of the bits that he can do. I feel like I'm doing all the bits I have to do, and he's doing, I would say, a solid 75 to 80%, if not more, of the things that he's able to do.
Amen. The crying baby in the background.
Yeah, we better go. I'm gonna wrap this up now. But any final words, Alex?
The last thing that I'll say is that I'm really proud of my sister.
Oh, so do you.
And her husband. You've been doing such a good job. You've been a trooper.
We tried.
I'm definitely impressed with your ability to handle the lack of sleep, because I thought that you'd be way worse, but it's still early days.
It's only 2 weeks in.
So we'll see how it goes, but I really thought you'd be more of a mess.
Give me time.
You've been doing a good job. And Andres has been doing a good job as well.
He's been doing a great job.
And I'm really glad that I was here for some entertainment.
Yay, love you. Love you, sissy.
Love you.